Hello there friends, it happened. Finally, a video without the 1000 rumors and inside information, just official announcements from teams. The new rosters of Navi and OG, updates in CS2 and much more. I've almost finished editing the video with all the rumors and baits from pro players, but now all of that is irrelevant. I had to rewrite everything, but honestly I'm just happy to do it. Today we will discuss only the main announcements, and we'll leave all the interviews and inside info for another video. Without further ado, let's get straight to it. We start with the big news. Navi has finally announced their new roster. Of course, no surprises, nothing unexpected. It's Alexi B, JL, IM, Simple and Bit. We knew all about this lineup 2 weeks ago, and now the inside information has been finally confirmed. Perfecto, Electronic and NPL are no longer in Navi. Regarding NPL, there are currently only rumors about B8. There was some information that he practiced with them, and as for Electronic and Perfecto, you already know everything. As I am recording this video, there haven't been any official announcements from Cloud9, but I honestly can't imagine what would need to happen for this transfer not to take place. First, let's quickly delve into the backstory of how all of this happened. 2 weeks ago, a super authoritative source, Deserto, told that Navi would switch to English. It was confirmed that NPL would be removed, and there were doubts about Perfecto and Electronic. When I first saw the information about Alexi B, who would become the captain, I was simply shocked. Nobody could even thought about it a month ago. As for other players, it's more or less obvious. IM was the main revelation of the last major. Remember what Apex said to him after the victory? The French captain said that this player was just clicking the heads, and he had insane aim and a very bright future, and that future has arrived. Although it's difficult to call him a young talent. He's 23 years old, he has changed teams twice in the last 5 years. He played for Nexus, a purely Romanian team with no significant achievements, and Gamer Legion, where he made a name for himself when he reached the major finals. IM doesn't have any notable successes. Indeed, this year in terms of stats was a good one for him, but honestly it doesn't inspire much confidence, especially when you look at the number of maps played against the top 20 on HLTV. This year it's 25 maps, and last year only 3. No, I'm not joking. Throughout the entire career he had played only 28 maps against top 20 HLTV teams. And all of this at 23 years old. Surely, maybe he will step up now and carry everyone forward, but let's be honest, he doesn't have much experience on the tier 1 scene. Next up is JL, another discovery from the major in Paris. Also 23 years old. Just like IM, he hasn't won much, maybe some tier 2 or tier 3 tournaments, and that's all. And his stats are much worse than IM's, but overall they're good, I guess. 1.08 against top 20 HLTV. Although, again, he doesn't have much experience. He has played only 38 maps, all of them this year. So we have two somewhat experienced guys who have been dominating the tier 2 and tier 3 scenes for the past 3-4 years. They performed impressively at the major and earned their place in Navi. Plus, JL speaks Russian, so communication with him in Navi will be easier, that's for sure. And finally, Alexi B. On one hand, he's a super experienced captain with a huge list of top teams he played for, but the problem is that he hasn't stayed with any of them for long. It all started with the drama in ENCE. Do you remember the fairy tale Easy for ENCE? But then someone's girlfriend was stolen, they couldn't settle it, well, and honestly it doesn't really matter now. Then he had a stint with OG for 2 years, then G2 for a half a year, and then NAP with a little over half a year as well. And now, Navi. It's interesting to see if he can last there for at least a year. You know, considering Simple's personality and the complete switch to English. It won't be easy for him, as well as Bit, Simple and Blade too. But friends, what do you think of this new Navi lineup? Do you believe in them or not? Write your thoughts in the comments, we'll discuss. Next, we'll hear opinions from different people and how players said their goodbyes and so on, and then I will share my own opinion. So here's what former Navi captain and the legend Zeus said about the new captain.
Ребята, помните, мы стримили с Кейном и постоянно говорили Алекс Би. Алекс Би, что ты делаешь? Алекс Би, Алекс Би. В итоге Алекс Би, ебать, уже в Нави. Какой быстрый, шустрый Алекс Би.
So Zeus is not happy with the choice of the new captain, and overall the announcement was met with negativity in the Ukrainian community, which is native to Navi. Some say it's the weakest roster in Navi's history, at least on paper, and others are already expecting the first replacements within 3 months. And Heroic are already mocking them on Twitter, saying hello to the top 50 of the world. And if you go through the comments, it's a disaster. Even the most loyal fans are saying that it's a terrible lineup and that it has no future. Overall, it seems that the majority didn't warmly welcome the roster. Of course, a lot of people believe in the lineup, but based on my perception, the negativity seems to outweigh the positive stuff. As for my personal thoughts, on paper the lineup is not championship worthy at all. First, Alexi B, who hasn't won anything in a while. Then 2 players who only showed up at the major. Did anyone hear about these guys a couple of months ago? I certainly didn't. Between the 2 of them, they have less experience in tier 1 scene than NPL. Maybe they are hidden talents who just needed a chance, but on the other hand, they are both 23 years old. Usually at this point, players reach the peak of their careers, but for them it's just the beginning. So I would approach this lineup with caution. However, I understand that Navi has Blade. He is not called the smartest person in the pro scene for nothing. These players were clearly tested for a long time, selected based on their roles, and a tremendous amount of work was put into it. Well, I want to believe that. Otherwise, after kicking Boomich, it's as if Navi didn't have a backup plan. They got SDY, removed SDY, got NPL, removed NPL. Now they have almost an entirely new 5-man roster. Well, let's see how it all plays out in tournaments. By the way, speaking of which, ahead is the show match between Navi and Vitality. It will take place on 8th of July. It will be Navi's first game with the new lineup, and then the Summer Blast will follow. The groups have already been announced and it starts on July 13th. So there are only 2 weeks left. And here's how Perfecto said goodbye to his former team. As you might have already seen, my journey with Navi has ended. I am thankful to everyone who walked this road with me, all Navi's behind the curtain staff, and of course, special thank you to the boys. It was a hard decision for me. I thought a lot and realized I wanted to try something new for myself. No time to be sad, my next chapter is about to be announced. Big shout out to all the fans who cheered for me and my team throughout this time. You're the best. Navi's CEO responded to this, and Simple also did. But so far, Navi hasn't released any significant farewells to Electronic and Perfecto, which is certainly disappointing. After all, Navi's best period was together with them. And you know, the best duo, Simple and Electronic. In general, let's sum it up. We have a new Navi lineup, it's English speaking, with a new captain and 2 sensational aim shooters. I am so excited to watch their first game, are you? And surely we're also eagerly waiting for an announcement from Cloud9. In theory, there is no turning back now. Perfecto and Electronic are without a team, and it's time to make the biggest transfer in CSGO history. I believe Cloud9's fanbase will grow even more after this. Now, what about other announcements? For example, last night Valve released the CS2 update. They removed Mirage and added Nuke and Office. But the most important thing is that now we can inspect grenades. So, first skins when? And they also added some cool animations.
Oh.
Plus, Gabe Fowler posted photos of the new Inferno and they are amazing. Just look at how many changes it got. The plans have been completely remade. There's no more prison and many other objects are different. It feels like a whole new map. There's also a cool new animation, or should I say physics, of glass breaking. And it's also fun to see how the smokes fill the vents. Well, I played a bit on Nuke, even played with ROPS, and it was fun. Indeed, a lot of bugs and errors, so we're waiting for new updates. Another interesting news is the official announcement from OG. They introduced their new lineup and all the rumors were confirmed again. Keto and Fasher joined along with Nexa, Fico and Rigali. And Dexter left Mouse. So now they don't have a captain and it seems like Siyuhi will be announced soon. The prodigal son will return to Mouse. Dexter himself doesn't seem to be upset. Well friends, this was a quick update. We will discuss everything else in the next video. For example, what's happening in Team Spirit Spirit, in Brazil, and much more. But most importantly, we're waiting for the Cloud9 announcement. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy my videos. There's plenty of exciting stuff ahead. See you soon.